All right, so now we're out on the track. This is the area you want to practice in. I don't think there was a problem with brown stage or white stage. They're very zoned in. I've already seen this. He gets checked up on by the track official. I don't think it was ego. They were out on the track trying to get better. Speeding maybe, positioning maybe, but that's the whole point of this. You know, you make mistakes out on the track, you'll learn from it, do better and better and better, versus out on the street where now you have legal consequences, civil consequences, you're probably injured, dead, hurt somebody else. This is where you want to do it right here. All right, so we're out at night, low visibility for something at night. See the brake lights? Ooh, illegal U-turn. Oh. Okay, so we're going to talk real quick about vehicles. Oh, it's a roundabout. Uh-oh. We're going to talk about positioning. Maybe a little ego on this one. So we're coming up to the roundabout. It looks like they were going to turn right. But here's the thing. We're going to be speeding into a dangerous zone. We're going to speeding right next to the vehicle because we want to go from point A to point B as fast as possible, not as safe as possible. Whenever you see a vehicle and they have brake lights, that means they're making a decision to go left, go right, or just stop. And they don't know what to do. They're obviously not going forward. So whenever you see brake lights, that should put you into orange stage where you're concerned about, oh, okay, something different's happening here. So I'm going to go ahead and sit back and relax. So right here, when you see this, you want to stay as distant, disconnected from the situation and just wait. It's like, whoa, brake lights. Okay, I'm going to wait a little bit instead of gunning it and trying to get in front because they're still making a decision. Just wait. And if they sit there and stop in the middle of the street, there might be a good reason. There could be something in front of them and they can't go anywhere, or they're just being dum-dums on their phone. Either way, you don't know until you go around them, but you need to kind of wait a little bit. Give it a couple seconds if you have to and look, okay, what are you doing? Okay, well, I'm going to go. And that's how you should treat it. So ego could easily play into that. He tried to do some form of red stage swerve. It was just way too late, way too close. You should be able to be back here where this person is. But speeding, positioning, ego, brown stage, white stage, I absolutely believe it was ego and maybe a little bit of speeding. Whose fault was it? It was definitely the car's fault. It was the car's fault. All right. So we're going through the mountains. Okay, careful, careful. Chevrons indicate. What do you think that was? Do you think it was speeding, positioning, ego, brown stage, or was he in white stage during this whole thing? All right, so we're going to be riding right here. We're going 75, okay? 75 miles an hour. I'm going to assume it's 75 miles an hour. And we're going to go into the corner. So why are we going so fast? Because we're having a great time and we're letting our endorphins, we're letting all the feel-good hormones take over our decision-making. So I have a feeling a little bit of ego, okay? Just like having a little bit of road rage, your anger takes over your actions. That can start putting you down a wrong path. Same thing with this, where you're having such a great time, you don't think about what's coming up next. So that's going to play into your speeding, your positioning, whether you're paying attention, and whether you're going to make a good action when it comes to a brown stage or red stage maneuver. Okay, so ego is a huge thing. It plays into a lot of the other factors. It's 80. So we just saw that was a sharp turn ahead. Too fast for the curve is what 99 Live said. We have those chevrons. Those are good indicators. So too fast, a little bit too fast for this corner. So speeding is definitely going to be the cause of one of these things, a common factor. Same thing with positioning. You know, positioning it seems to be okay. So I'll give him that. I like doing middle. Ego played into it. White stage, wasn't paying attention to how sharp the curve was. We have all these signage. And then brown stage last second, we're applying too much brake and we start to swivel and wobble a little bit. You'll see it right there. There's the swivel and wobble. That's that rear tire lockup. So not good progressive brake pressure. Now we're going towards the edge. Now we're not in a good position. So it all kind of stemmed from ego. So how do we prevent this ourselves? We need to go ahead and keep our ego in check. Focus on the ride itself. Don't focus on going too fast to the ride. Slow it down a little bit. It's always easier to add speed than to take it away in the middle of a turn. Thankfully, he was able to slow down enough to where he didn't go off the cliff. So that's what I'd be focused on, is your ego, your speeding, and then your positioning will come into play, but your speed is a huge factor. And make sure you're zoned in, guys.